Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a little detour from all the vlogs I've been doing, and I'm going to bring you a video for my top 3 different recovery tools. Recovering between training sessions is so hugely vital because it basically means you're going to be able to go as hard and as fast the next day in training, be it in the pool or the gym, if you have given your body the opportunity to properly recover. On top of that, using these recovery tools, you can help prime your body for races, for training sessions, help aid mobility. There's so many different uses for these tools, and you should be doing them extra steps to help your swimming performance. You shouldn't just be thinking, if I go to the gym, I go in the pool, I don't need to do anything more. You really do need to be doing these recovery methods should you want to get an edge on your competitors, and that might be using these tools we talk about today, or even doing external training such as yoga or Pilates, or just taking the time to stretch in the showers after the session. Now at number 1, I'm bringing you something that's pretty standard, pretty simple. You should have one of these already in your collection. It is a foam roller. This one is really generic and standard, just foam, but you could get a trigger point one. I have trigger point ones. I also have a vibrating one that's pretty cool, but a foam roller should be an essential part of your training routine. And I personally recommend using this before and after every session you do in the pool and in the gym. I think it's great for helping loosen out any tight muscles before you get in the pool, so that you have the best mobility you can, and therefore you have the best technique you can in the pool. And I think it's great after a training session to help remove lactic acid, just generally help your muscles recover. It's really accessible. Most swimming bags have some sort of attachments, you can carry these around, so there's no reason, be it at a meet or a training session or at home, that you won't have a foam roller on you, which is super important because basically you can use it as much as you need to. And they are also extremely cheap. You can get them from anywhere from £10 to £50 for some fancier ones, or even £100 for some of the vibrating sort of numbers. They're cheap, cheerful, and hugely essential. You should be using one in your training. My number 2 product is probably my favorite to use on the list, but is the opposite of the foam roller because it's not very accessible and it's not very affordable. I'm talking about my Aerify recovery boots from Aerify Recovery Technologies. And this European brand make their take on the recovery boots, them blow up moon space sort of shoes, leggings, whatever you want to call them, that you've probably seen some of your favorite athletes using. They're not cheap. They're €699 or $749 if you want this portable carry pouch, which if you are going to be taking these to use at meets and stuff, you're going to really want. They are basically a product where you put your legs in, you plug them into a console, a hub, whatever you want to call it, and the 8 compartments of the leggings blow up either one by one or at once, or at different times, and you have different levels of pressure being able to be applied to your legs. There is 16 levels of pressure, from 15 milligrams of mercury all the way to 240, which is the same amount of pressure as you would find inside a volleyball. So imagine pressing on a volleyball. Well, that's how much pressure these could be applying to your legs, and I can tell you for a fact that does feel quite unique and weird. The number of benefits using these can have: you increase blood circulation, speed up muscle recovery, increases training performance, reduces swelling and inflammation, helps to clear lactic acid, helps prevent muscle soreness, it has lymphatic drainage, helps heavy legs, anti-cellulitis, helps the body to clear toxins. It really is an endless list of things it can do. And above all else, I find it really effective as well. I feel really, really light when I take them off. If you've had a big kick set or done legs in the gym and your legs are feeling sore, tired, fatigued, after a session of these, they feel light, they feel refreshed, they feel like you could jump super high. And I'm not just exaggerating here. There is 6 different recovery modes that these offer, and each recovery mode has a different purpose. The first mode is a sequential squeeze, which basically starts with your feet being applied pressure, and slowly the pressure comes all the way up the leg. And that's best for lymphatic draining and flushing lactic acid, because it's basically helping push the lactic acid up your leg into your body where it can metabolize quicker. The second mode is a triple wave pulse pressure, where it basically goes up your leg, pulsing at one sort of area at a time. This is a good lactic acid flush as well, because it's going towards your body, but also good just for relaxing your muscles after a long training session. The third mode is a full squeeze and release. So basically the whole leg squeezes at once, applies that pressure at once, and then releases. This is super intense, and again, a completely different type of thing that has different effects. I like this one. I think it's really novel for showcasing what this feels like, but for removing lactic acid, I prefer probably the A method. You then have 3 different methods which basically combine them 3 in different sort of routines, and these are really nice for like an hour session after training, just as almost like a alternative for muscle therapy and just to relax off your muscle. Now, downsides of the Aerify are, well, the expense, and also where you can use this. You can't just, after a race, quickly put these on, because they are such a unit. You have the legs, they wouldn't want to get wet, all of them sort of things. And they do have a portable mode coming out, the charge version, which is on pre-order right now. It's an extra €200, so you'll be looking at $899, and it has a 3-hour battery. But still, I think you'd have to find a decent space with a chair to sit down and basically use it, you know, maybe in a lunch break at a meet, but it's not going to be like an instantaneous recovery straight after a race that one might want, or depending on the facilities, but especially not the unit I have, where you do have to plug it into the mains. The second is how loud it is. This is a really noisy unit. It's basically pumping air into the boots, and it's a noisy apparatus. And I have found, you know, you can isolate and put things underneath it, like cushions underneath the main console, to reduce this noise. But I like to do my recovery while watching TV of an evening, and if you are watching TV with this, you are going to have to turn the volume up to drown out the noise of this, which isn't great to do. If you are happy to pay the money and you want, you know, a novel and effective method of recovery, then I really do recommend the Aerify boots. I'm loving using them. I just appreciate you can probably get close to their effects at a much lesser cost with a little bit more manual labor by doing things like rolling or using voodoo floss. But yeah, when you take these off, you really do feel great. My number 3 on the list is the Pso-Rite that I have right here, and this is almost like a more extreme foam roller, because it is, well, very dense. It is just hard plastic, and it's not as forgiving on your muscles, especially when they're fatigued, as a foam roller or even a trigger point roller is. This really does get in deep and provide that sort of deep tissue effect that you might get from massage therapy. You can, of course, choose how much pressure you want to put on it, but yeah, unless you're being very gentle, this does start to get in deep and hurt a little bit. Now, I only come across this product because I'm someone who's got very tight psoas, and that's like your hip flexor muscles, and this is literally designed to do that. It goes in there on your psoas and helps loosen them out. But you can use this literally as you would a foam roller. You can get this on your legs, you can get this in on your lats, you can get this on your upper back, your shoulders, your arms. It really is versatile in its uses, and I've personally started to use a foam roller before my training session and the Pso-Rite after a training session to sort of get in a little bit deeper. I wouldn't want to use this before, because I'd end up be aching before I get in the pool, or at least be sore, if you know what I'm talking about. For someone who's in a pursuit of trying to make my body more mobile so I get a bit more range of movement in the pool, this tool has been extremely handy. I will say the price, which right now is discounted to £70 from £100, does seem quite steep for what is just a bit of plastic. And while, yeah, I do think for deep tissue this is better than a foam roller, you can grab these for like, I looked this morning, I found one for £12 on Amazon. So you have to really add up whether or not you want to pay an extra £60 to get something a little bit more specific like this. But as I said, it's a bit of a cool, novel, different device, and yeah, you'll be really impressed with the results you can get with this. So yeah, the Pso-Rite, and this is just one of the 5 cool colors it comes in, if you're someone who likes a funky color on their recovery tools. So they're my top 3 recovery tools. They're just 3 of so many different things that are out there on the market right now, and you've got to let me know in the comments what you personally like to use. What's your favorite recovery tool? Maybe it's a massage gun, maybe it's power dots, maybe it's a massage ball. But do let me know in the comments. That'd be really interesting to see what you guys like to use. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please could you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and as always, I'll see you on the next video.